my channel. I appreciate that you guys can be here with me today, and I hope maybe this will shed watch what I say, shed some light on some cool little features that you can do yourself in game, whether it be like an adventure mode or something that you want your people that play it be able to do some cool little tricks and stuff like that. But today is going to be more about like movable blocks, blocks that you can kind of interact with that you can't do in actual like real vanilla in-game stuff, which I think adds a pretty cool flair to whatever, even maybe if you wanted to do it in a survival mode. Done yapping. I will go ahead and get on with it. So there's command block. I'm sure a lot of people have seen them, used them, but if you don't know, slash on your keyboard, and you want to use the command give. It's going to be at P or at A or whatever. It'll give you, well, not whatever. Just go ahead and use at P. And then you have a whole list of things here, but when you start typing in command, that's that first one there. You can actually scroll through these with your up and down arrow. For the longest time, guys, like I would watch videos and all of a sudden the words were automatically filled in. I'm like, either they edited it or whatever. Come to find out, use tab. Yeah, I know. It blew my mind too. Use tab. Hey, look at that. Filled it right in. Space, and of course count 1 and enter, and it'll give you an extra one. It'll give me an extra one, but there you go. You have your first command block. I'm going to get rid of that because I don't know, OCD or something. It bugs me. Alright. In the command block, well actually, explain. This command block, I want to be able to move it in any direction, like you're pushing it. And I want it, this green block is going to signify each direction that I want it to go. You push F3, that's another one that took me a while to realize how to get my coordinates. F3. And you want to go about halfway down on your left side, and it says towards positive X, facing east. I don't know about you, when somebody says east, west, north, and south, I get lost. So positive X helps me know that, and so yes, going positive X, negative Z that direction, negative X that way, and positive Z that way. Let's get that out of the way. This first command block will be the structure for the preceding command blocks to come after that. So what I'm going to start with is repeat, and I always like to do need redstone. The fact that I can be able to turn it off and on, and again, because sometimes I'm a goober where I think I have turned something off and it's still running in the background, or I'm thinking it's on and it's actually not. So if you use a redstone lamp, there you go, visual cue saying, hey, this thing is running. So there we go. Alright, let's get back. So, in order to let the game know what you're trying to do and who you want to do it to, we're going to do slash, we're going to slash execute, because we want to target a certain thing, which in that certain thing is at P, which is us. And I am not an expert on command blocks, nor will I ever claim that I am. Even the coding or aspect of it or writing it, it's a lot of research and trial and error. Especially like this clone command is going to be very simple because it's just going to be pinpointed on one block. But when you have multiple blocks, it gets hairy where you don't know exactly where it's going to clone to. They have ways to know how, but it was confusing to me. But later on in other videos and stuff, I will show you my process through it, and you can choose whether or not to do that or not. But I'd like to show you guys how I do things. But at P, and then we only want to execute this command if a certain criteria. And of course you have all these lovely little groups here, and we're going to use block because we're wanting to target. Sorry guys, I pushed enter. Sometimes I don't know what's wrong with me. We want to do block. Oh goodness, I am okay. I can do this. I know I can. Block. scroll down, tab, or fill in the whole word. There we go. Instead of direct coordinates, we want to use the tilde, which is like the specific amount of blocks that are away from you. So in this case, we'll just go ahead and start with positive x direction, which this is x, this is y, and this is z direction. So one block in front of us needs to meet, then it needs to be sand, because that's the block we are dealing with here. You can actually type out sand, it'll take that, or if you want to fill it out, it'll do the Minecraft sand. They both work. And if it is that, then we want to run the clone command. And the clone command, like I said, is really tricky, but like next videos and stuff, I will be able to show you. I like to go ahead and have all 9 of these. Space. All 9 of these guys. The first group in the blue is going to be what I like to do, the furthest lowest point of whatever build it may be, and then the yellow is the closest top point, and then the green is going to be where you want to paste it. But luckily, it's just one block. One block in the x direction, which would be your furthest point, and one block in the x direction, which is the closest point, because it's one block. And then if we want to make it look like it's going to be moving, it's going to be moved up one more block. So you are at 0, the sand block is at 1 currently, and then you want that sand block to go up one more block. So that is, you want it 2, and 2, 2. I know it sounds silly. In the x direction. And then once it does that, then it has certain things that it can follow. We want to place essentially the air block that is in that second block space. But we don't want to just clone the sand in that space and then you'll have 2 sand pieces. We actually want to move, push tab, not enter, because that'll. And then what I run into a lot, even starting this video, is that when you put a space at the end of move, that command is going to leave that space in there, and therefore it will not work. So guys, don't have any spaces in there, because I don't know how many times I've had that problem. So we have all that done. Look at that, it is on, because now you can see it. X direction, I believe it was this way, wasn't it? Yes, positive X. There we go. It should move it. Look at that. Looks like you're actually pushing that block. So then here we can test it out. I got this brick. Yeah, I was certain I saw a frog. Okay. So we got these blocks here. I don't know why I'm building it 3 tall, because it's just going to be the first layer. But as you can, oh my goodness, guys, what did I do wrong? Let's see, this one thing. This is trial and error. This trial and error. Like, I'm sure some of you guys were screaming at me saying, hey, you need another execute command. So, we got the first part, execute at P if block 1, X direction, positive, is sand, but we don't want to run the command yet. I'm so sorry about that. We want to run another execute, run execute. Run execute at P if, we want another if, the block, oh my word, goodness guys, I keep pushing that darn enter button, if block, just like the previous one. Now we want to target the second block that we're pushing the sand into. In order for this command to work, that second block needs to be an air block, because then if we specify that, then we won't run into the issue we just had. So the block, instead of the first one, which is the sand, we want to target the second one, like I said. And then this is where we want to specify that it needs to be air. And then we can run the clone command only if only that second block is air. Let's do this again. That frog keeps. The frog. So we got our sand block, and we're going to build our little wall. Oops. Come on. Build our little wall, and as you can see, we can't go any further because this block right here is not an air block now. If we destroy it, there, now it is an air block. So, now, this is another tip that I had to learn too. If you hold Control, middle mouse wheel button, it clones everything that's in the command block so you don't have to do it again. It makes it so much better. So you want to crouch and you want to place it. We're going to do it 3 more times because we have 3 other directions to do it. When we go in here though, however, we want to change it to chain and always active. Doesn't mean it's gonna keep running, but it won't execute that command unless the repeat command starts the pulse or whatever you call it that causes it to go through. I don't know what I'm saying, guys. You're just gonna have to trust me and believe me on that. Alright, so then what I like to do is do the negative, because now we're doing negative X. You're going to do this for every direction, which would be positive X, negative X, and then you're going to have positive Z, and you're going to have negative Z. And then here it is. The negative 2 direction has to be air in order to run that clone. Now here, don't forget this, because I normally do. All these got to be negative. So whatever the blocks that you're detecting, it's going to match what direction that is. Push enter, and there you go. It changed it to a chain block, so that when this goes, it's all going to go. So now we want to do Z direction. 1. I like to start with positive first. It just kind of helps my brain work that way. It lets me know that, okay, if I'm on negative, then I've already done the positive part. It's not always the case. I am very forgetful, but that's what I do. 1. So this is your positive Z direction. Push enter. Oops, sorry guys. Always active, and then chain. See, sometimes I don't know about myself. And then in this case too, like you can destroy this block, Control, middle mouse button, and then see you have your Z direction, and then you can just push negative. Kind of like a short. Oops. Control over will actually move in chunks too. Oops, goodness. Negative. All the way over. Negative. And I believe that's it. So we'll enter that in. Let's get rid of these 2 because I am done with those. And yeah, for the sake of that, I will get rid of those. So, oh yeah, I destroyed the sand block. Oh, not sand block. There we go. So we'll have here. And see what's cool about this too is that you have these other blocks like this, right? And so if you have it in maybe let's say like a puzzle map or something, and they get it too close to the wall, well they can't retrieve it unless you know. So I'll show you. Oh my goodness. See? Not on, not running. It is now. So then you go in that direction. Does not replace the wall, which is nice. So we go in that direction. And we can go in that direction. See, it does not destroy it, which is nice. In that direction. I always test everything out just to be sure and certain. Man, I gotta watch what I'm saying. Well, there we go. That is a sand block move. And it doesn't have to be a sand block. And the reason why I like the sand block, let's say you have this and you have a little obstacle deal that you don't want to push in, and you can also control in which this sand block needs to go. Again, helping with the puzzle. Go here, and you can actually jump and push it. And see, can't go anywhere. Which is nice. If you did concrete powder. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and shut that off. We'll do, instead of sand, we'll do concrete powder. Gray. I think you have to start with color first. Gray. I could spell. And then see, like, you can scroll down. You want to do the powder. Tab will automatically fill it in. And then if you hold shift, and something again I had to learn, shift, and then the direction in which you want to copy this so that you don't have to keep trying to type it in or whatever. Control C is a universal copy. And then be sure to push enter because you changed it and it'll keep the changes. And then keep in mind we're using gray concrete powder, so when we get that, it needs to be gray. And then of course you can set as many command blocks you want. It's just it's a set of 4 command blocks for each kind of like block type that you want to be able to push and move around. Enough yapping, and let me get this pasted in here. So Control V will paste it in there, and then just be sure to be mindful, like if you have any extra space and stuff, it'll turn red and it'll let you know that, which is nice. Push enter. Go to the next one, and you know from there. Sand. I'm gonna delete it all, and then we're gonna paste. Everything looks good. And then one more time. And paste. Enter. So now we got gray concrete powder. It'll react the same way with the sand. What's really cool is the concrete powder will actually, it has the same, like I said, the same characteristics of sand, meaning that when there's a hole or something, it'll actually fall into that place. Let me do gray. Oh no, this is concrete powder. And we want to use gray. Put that on there. Now we got gray. Concrete powder. Oh my goodness, guys. I don't. What? That frog got up there. I ain't gonna question it. The frog with superpowers. Okay. I don't know. I used gray. Maybe I didn't. Let me look. Gray. Oh my goodness, guys. I used concrete. Oh, I am a goober. Okay. Gray. Nope. Remember, that doesn't work. Concrete. See, this is what I have to go through when I'm trying to figure out how to do things. It's just, like I said, it's trial and error. It takes a lot of time. There we go. And it has kind of the texture of sand. There you go. See, it moves just the same way as sand. If you have, let's say, this block empty, it falls in like sand. But what's really cool, sorry, I got really close to the mic, is that, nope, don't want that, water. We want a bucket of water. And again, I think a lot of the stuff that I'm going to show is that you can put these in your own world, have adventure maps for people to play, puzzles that you want to do, and hopefully maybe that you can get inspired by this, because Minecraft has, I think, limitless possibilities that people can just play with. Like, it is fantastic to be able to essentially make a game in a game. Like, it helps with your creative side of this. It's really cool. Look at that. Turns into concrete. So if you had this where it was deeper water, or I mean, maybe not even have to be deeper water, but, and you have this, one block high. Let me get rid of all this, guys. So you have this. There we go. See your sign? Let's just pretend that there's nothing there. You can't get over the wall. Like in a puzzle. If you were to, through some action or whatever, to be able to push concrete powder in that direction. Let's see, can I jump? can't jump that. So if you have this here, push it up forward, it makes a sturdy platform. Guys, I'm not good at parkour, but I like to create things that have people do it. Whoop! Have people do parkour. Let's try it again. There we go. Well, there you go, you make it. Next thing that is stinking awesome. And it adds, I think, a little bit of flavor to your world or whatever that you're creating. Glass. Now you can make it where you can push it. That's fine. But, come on. If you stand on it, shouldn't it break? Shouldn't it? So it's cool, and you can use it as a puzzle aspect too, to where like you want to move the glass block in a certain area, but the trick is if you jump on it, it's gonna destroy it immediately because it's glass. Like anybody that's standing on glass is pretty much gonna break. That's like super powerful glass. Deleted those. You're gonna have a repeat command, and let's go ahead and shift, highlight all this. We'll just go ahead and just start the command all over again. It'll be slightly different. But start at the beginning. You want to execute at the player. If again, if block, because it's a glass block. And we want to target under our feet, which is always going to be -1. -1 is 1 in the y-axis. Y-axis is up and down. If you have +1, it's going to be 1. I think Steve is like 2 blocks tall. So, just that 0 is like at his feet. And then 1 is his torso. And so if you wanted to target something above you, I think it has to be at a 2. And that's like directly above his head. But glass that is directly under your feet is going to be -1. And again, like I said, glass. We want a tab, fills it in, and then we want to run a set block. So this is a set block command that we want to run this time. Run set block. And then we want to do... Oh, no, sorry. We don't want to do the coordinates. Again, we want to do tilde, which is shift. And it's usually underneath the escape key. Set block, and we want to replace that block essentially with air. So -1. We're going to replace it with air. Now this is what's really cool too, is you can have it replace, do all the replace thing. And then that be it. Let's just replace it. But if you do the destroy command, it'll actually have the sound effect of it breaking, which is pretty sweet. Oh, yep. Turn it on. You have your blocks. See that? Like that. Can you guys hear that? I don't think I can. Oh, helps to get that on it. So there is that, and so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want, like and subscribe. That'd be fantastic. But I'll have more stuff like this, and hopefully maybe it'll encourage you, inspire you. So like my wife always says, I'm hooty hooty chicken booty, and I will see you in the next video.